All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most famous private planes in the entire world, Donald Trump's personal Boeing 757. So, you've definitely heard of Air Force One, the presidential aircraft, right? Well, what about Trump Force One? It's a nickname the jet picked up around the 2016 election, and trust me, it's a symbol of a completely different kind of power and style. And yeah, it truly is different. We're talking about a flying machine that's really in a league of its own, an aircraft so over-the-top opulent that it kind of redefines what a private jet can even be. Okay, let's dive into this and really see what makes this plane so legendary. So first up, let's talk about what this jet actually represents. Because, it's not just a way to get from A to B. Oh no, it's a massive, flying statement piece. Let's just start with the price tag, shall we? The aircraft is valued at a staggering $100 million. I mean, that figure alone puts it right into the most elite class of private aviation you can imagine. But here's the kicker. The purchase price is just the beginning. The cost to actually operate this thing, it's an astonishing $10,800 for every single hour it's in the air. So what exactly do you get for that kind of money? Well, you get features that honestly sound like they're straight out of a movie. We're talking 24-karat gold-plated seatbelts, the custom family crest embroidered on pretty much everything, to massive Rolls-Royce engines. Oh, and a 57-inch home theater screen that's probably bigger than the TV in your living room. But what's really fascinating is the story of how this plane came to be. See, it wasn't built this way from the ground up. Not at all. It was actually transformed from a regular commercial airliner into this private palace in the sky. Let's just quickly trace its journey. It was first built way back in 1991 for Sterling Airlines, a Danish company. Then in 93, it was flying for Mexico's TASA. A couple of years later, in 95, it was bought by none other than Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen. It wasn't until 2011 that the Trump Organization finally purchased it and kicked off that now famous massive refurbishment. And to really appreciate this plane, you have to understand its sheer scale. I mean, your average private jet is maybe around 50 feet long. This Boeing 757, it's over 150 feet. That makes it basically 3 times larger. It's just massive. And it's not just big, it's seriously powerful. It can hit speeds of 500 miles per hour and can stay in the air for 16 hours straight. Think about that. And get this, a commercial 757 can usually pack in over 200 people. This one, it's configured for just 43. It's all about space and luxury. Plus, those incredible Rolls-Royce turbofan engines are some of the quietest out there. All right, now let's step inside, because this is really where the plane stops being just an aircraft and becomes a full-on flying palace. The layout is just incredible. Okay, so you've got the main cabin with 18 executive class seats, but that's just the start. Then there's a separate private dining room, a media room with 2 sofas, a guest bedroom, and yes, a master bedroom with a full-size bed. It's not a plain cabin, it's a multi-room suite that just happens to fly. We mentioned the gold before, right? Well, this fact is what really puts it into perspective. There is so much gold plating on the fixtures, the faucets, the seat belts, that if you were to melt it all down, you'd have enough gold to completely coat the entire outside of a Greyhound bus. Just let that sink in for a second. And believe me, the gold is just the start. Nearly every single surface is covered in some kind of premium material. The ceilings, they're made from ultra suede. The seats are all high-grade leather. The cabinets are crafted from rare mahogany wood. The sheets in the master bedroom? Silk, of course. And yeah, even the sink and faucet in the bathroom are golden. So this level of luxury, it doesn't just happen by accident. It's the result of an intense, you could even say obsessive, focus on detail. And that focus starts right at the very top. You see, every single time he boards the plane, Donald Trump follows a strict routine. First, he greets the pilots and crew. Then, he enters the cabin. And then, he personally inspects everything. And this whole mindset is perfectly captured in his own words. He said, "The first thing I do when I get on this aircraft is look around for details. Everything needs to be sparkling clean and shiny." So for him, perfection isn't the goal, it's the standard. And this obsession goes way beyond just cleaning. He reportedly forbids the use of any replacement parts during servicing just to keep everything original. And check this out. During one renovation, he apparently had a seam in the galley floor moved to a corner for one reason and one reason only, to make it invisible. Now that is an incredible level of meticulousness. So what does it actually take to maintain a plane to this standard? Well, every 18 months, the jet goes into the hangar for a major inspection, and when it does, it undergoes a pretty shocking transformation. You know, this aircraft truly has two different lives. When it's in the air, it's all gleaming mahogany and perfect ultra-suede ceilings, but in the hangar, it's a completely different story. The furniture is all dismantled, the walls are torn open, and you can see all the wires and the internal structure. It's totally exposed. And the process of putting it all back together is just wild. The pilot, John Duncan, actually calls himself a neat freak and literally gets on his hands and knees to help scrub the floors. The crew uses a special brush just to align the green of the suede ceilings so it all flows in one direction. They use canned air to clean out every single tiny seam. And get this, workers are told that no sweat is allowed to touch the leather, not a single drop. But if you want the ultimate example of this insane attention to detail, here it is. On the plane's exterior paint job, if a single screw happens to land on the line between the red and white paint, they don't just paint it one color or the other. Oh no. That screw is meticulously painted half white and half red to perfectly, and I mean perfectly, align with the design. So after seeing all of this, you really have to ask yourself, right? Is this just an aircraft? Is it just a way to get from point A to point B? Or is this entire $100 million machine a 154-foot-long statement on perfectionism?